let's talk about the YouTube channel, because this is, you have a great YouTube channel. People love your content. And so as far as, maybe when you started, was it just bliss right away, or did you have struggles with the YouTube channel? Anything you can share with someone who wants to start a YouTube channel?
Uh, well, when I first started, my first video did really well. It was just a tutorial, basically how to make a beat in FL Studio. And it did really well. It's got like over 1,000 views, which I know it's not a lot at this point, but for your first video, that was pretty good.
Mhm.
Um, and I thought that from that point, I was just gonna take off. I thought like immediately I was gonna blow up. No, that didn't happen though. So what happens a lot with YouTube is your first video is going to do pretty well because all your friends and family, they want to see what you're doing, they want to see what you're up to. And
Right.
they'll like it and they'll comment or whatever, or they don't like, again, I'm old, so they don't understand what they're supposed to do. So like, they don't understand they're supposed to comment this in the comment section and not on my Facebook post. So if you go back and look at the Facebook post, there's like 100 comments on the Facebook post. There's like a couple hundred likes. But
You
then
got
when you look at
20
the video,
emails
yeah,
from your
yeah, yeah,
family.
yeah. But when you text messages and stuff, people telling me it was good because I tagged a bunch of people, and we'll get to that here in a second too. But I tagged a bunch of people, and it just got good response. But they didn't know they were supposed to like the YouTube video. They didn't know that they were supposed to comment on the YouTube video. They thought that doing it on the Facebook one was enough. And so then the next video dropped and it did all right. It probably got like 350, 400 views. I mean, it was better. The quality got better. But then the views started tailing off a little bit as the video went. And what I will say for potential YouTubers out there, no matter what your niche is going to be, make sure you do different things in that niche. So you don't want to be like a musician, but then you're talking about knitting and then you're doing makeup and all this. Don't do that. That's you're going to confuse people who are watching your channel. But you should do something like for instance, I was doing tutorials when I first started, but I really wanted to do plugin reviews and gear reviews. I'm not even going to lie. I wanted to be something like, Marcus Brownlee for, music stuff, or, Linus Tech Tips for music stuff. But I didn't know how to get into that lane. And I figured, well, just do tutorials because, you're not going to be buying all these plugins and all this stuff right at first. Build up your platform and then do it. So I did reviews on stuff that I had, like the headphones I had at the time. I did a video where I taught people how to make these panels and stuff like that, these soundproof panels and stuff like
Mhm.
that. But it took me a long time before I started doing reviews, which ultimately is what I wanted to do, but I thought something else would do better for me. So I say all that to say, if I would have started doing reviews earlier, my channel probably would have monetized quicker than it did. It took me 10 months to monetize, but I probably would have monetized in like 5 months if I would have started doing reviews earlier. So just make sure that you're doing everything in the spectrum that you might like to do, because you don't know what you're going to like doing the best. You think you do. I thought that I would like rapping and doing songs and stuff like that on YouTube because I'm probably a better I'm a better rapper than I am producer. So you would figure that's what I would like to do the most on YouTube, but it's not. It's actually like dissecting gear. It's the process of getting a new keyboard and then like pulling open the manual and nerding out on this manual and reading this manual and then like figuring out how to the stuff that I never thought that I would have thought I liked to do, but figuring out all these presets and figuring out how to make sounds on synthesizers or getting a new plugin and figuring out how to do weird stuff. So they'll say, oh, this is for vocals, but figuring out how to get it to work on a violin or some percussion, or figuring out different ways to use these tools so you can show people in your video, hey, they say that you can only use this for drums, but I used it on vocals, I used it on a
Mhm.
piano, I used it on, you can use it on all these different things if you want to, and here's how you can do it. So it's I think that you should, I can't stress enough, you should try more than one thing. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, because again, you don't know what you're going to like the most when you first start doing YouTube.
A Music Attorney is your #1 legal resource for artists, producers, and record labels. Get contract templates, one-on-one legal advice, free master classes, and everything you need for your music business. Go to topmusicattorney.com.
What I realize is that every day I wake up, at 7 or 8. So if I have to edit a video still, I wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, even though, I'm probably up till 2 or 3, but I always set my alarm. I get up at 7, or if I don't have to edit a video, then I'll get up at 8, and then I'll start researching my content for the next day, or practicing an instrument that I'm going to review, or just doing something that's kind of, moving the content forward. But then I work all day, and then I'll take a break from like 1 in the afternoon till like maybe 3 or 4. And then I'll work the rest of the night. So then I'll get the rest of my video together. I'll go record the video. I'll I've just built a routine, because I know if I don't put a routine into what I'm doing, it's going to allow me to make excuses as to why I'm not putting content out. And that's what you don't want. You don't want that built-in excuse to not do something. If you know you got to do it, just make a schedule and follow that schedule to a T. Write down notes, write down a checklist every day of the things that I have to accomplish before I can call myself done for the day. And you'll see results that you never thought you could see before. Write it down,
And
though.
I've found that the schedule can be the hack to overcome bad days as well. So I kind of call it, this is how you become superhuman. And so you show up every day despite how you feel, despite how, if you're sick or you're in a bad mood or you feel like you just want to cry, it doesn't matter. You show up because you have a schedule. And so at a minimum, even if it was a bad day, you still follow through and you accomplish something for your career, for your business. And, I found that to be true personally as well.
Yeah, I had the vid last week. I didn't even tell you when we shot our
Oh,
podcast. I had
really?
the yeah, I was in terrible shape, but I was like, man, I've scheduled this pod. I don't want to cancel it. And then I was doing all that. I mean, I still grinded super hard that week because even though I was sick, the content wasn't going to put itself out. I had commitments that I had to make. I still had to stream because I told my people I was going to stream. I still had to put out videos because I still had sponsored videos, or there was still news that needed to be recovered, or there was just stuff that needed to be done. So, and just because I was sick doesn't mean I work at home. So, I can still work. I'm not going to get nobody else sick. Gotta keep pushing through.
Well, I think when you're doing something that you're genuinely passionate about, setting aside the illness, that's push through. That's a different skill set. But what you were talking about with just like, everything that you do and how you structure things is related to really like this end goal. And I think that if you find something that you love, that's really what it should be. You're researching what's new in the category and what do you want to do and how can you make your channel better and how can you bring your audience more value? Let's talk to the fans today. Like all of that is just where your head is at because you just love what you do.
All right. I agree.